So now, ebhuqwini, do you think there is a market for abantu? Let's just say SuperSport decided, you know what? Let's showcase and broadcast our games at ebhuqwini. Do you think there's a market for that thing? For abantu?
As much as there's interest with people going to ebhuqwini to go and watch it, there is going to be interest in people watching it on TV. I think it's only provided if it is made available, and maybe at the times where it's not going to conflict with a whole lot of the PSL in as well.
That is the problem.
And so I think, I mean, there's an open, like Monday Night Football, it can be an open slot for that, you know, or it can be Monday Football in jail.
Yeah.
It can be Township, or depending on whatever structure they come up with, and then by Amplify, even if it's like a game that are during the day, it all depends on who's playing. Because one thing for sure, if for example Black Poison is gonna play against Imambas as a Soweto, those are some of the some of the two known teams, guys. You know, so if it happens that there's a fixture as well, and then there's those two teams in
the hot ones,
at a particular, yes, you know, people will tune in as much as they will go up.
Yeah. Because
for me now, the bigger picture is, let's say these two teams do actually pull in numbers.
Yeah.
Ne? SuperSport sharp, you can actually get a lot from this. Now, how do they also give back to the teams? Because at the end of the day, these teams need to get something.
It's true.
Perfect example, my Manipuri games.
Yeah.
They're broadcasting them games.
Yes, that's
what so there is interest.
You know, I'm a bit bothered.
Okay.
When Herbs was here.
Yeah.
So he ran through the organizational structure, my Manipur. Like, what? How do we get more black people? Ngoba this thing, it's a ebhuqwini, how do we get udaki also involved beyond just on the field itself? Beyond just to plug into other aspects of the game. Because you can't have njabilung mara ibisa my money period like and it's like you know, so what?
So an example I can give you is I'm also part of the organizing team of a tournament called the June 16 Memorial Cup.
Yeah.
So we're a team, and this team all come with different skill sets.
Yeah.
Also, what we did was we put our hands up. I mean, I'm available for any social content and photography, although there are other guys that do awesome photography.
And this is pro bono.
Yes.
Pro bono.
And then there's also other people in the team who do PR, who do eventing, who do... So it's like putting yourselves out there. It's also one way we can like see this is magete. So what we did was we put some thinking behind what we can do to amplify the tournament a lot more.
Yeah.
And so we approached the likes of Okolam Lambo to plug in with this initiative. Then we also went to thankful to the Muso sponsor who have been supporting us and been on board. But now what we did was we tried to make things more creative so that to actually amplify the message a lot more and make it more attractive. What happened was it ended up attracting media, Newsroom Africa, SuperSport came to cover our events and our grounding. So it goes to show that actually you can get people, black people who
involved.
are skilled, yes, who want to get involved, who are gonna come up with solutions to actually help raise the bar.
Yeah.
So Tina, one of the innovations we did was for every man of the match, we gave them groceries.
Like fine.
You know, so it's something. It's a start. It's not a big thing, but also
it's a start.
You know, but like, so at the end of the day, we're also trying to send a message to the person who's at home, with ish, but it was able to bring in something unexpectedly. So next time, one, they won't be like they won't shy away from one, keep a little money. Two, they might also be just in the thing you're born now. Because one guy got 300 Men of the Match awards. So I'm sure one of them must have been able to pull out someone in Uguti. to go and watch that game as to what is it that this guy is doing, you know. So there's things that we can do around those things that solve black people's problems or help solve those problems. And I bet you, my man, there's black people and black brands that want to get involved, you know. So one example, Imuso, over and above them, also other people that wanted to get involved, you know. But those people, it's a black-owned business. Here, they are involved. All 32 teams had soccer kids. Last 8 had kids. Last 4 had kids.
And even you used to have a tournament and there's a never.
They also, yes. You know, so it's black people and black companies want to get involved. I think we also need to show them why and the value. So whoever's organizing these tournaments, they also
That's the thing. What do they get in return?
And also there needs to be something for also these teams at the end and these players. So we tried by all means to make sure that everyone is covered, to give them a reason to come back to a grounding.
I think that's the most difficult thing. Because everyone must eat. The photographer must eat. The players must eat. The organizers must eat. Most importantly, the sponsor must get something for putting out, was a kit or something, you know. But now, how do, because I know these tournaments don't happen a lot. They don't happen often. They don't.
That's another thing that Urito said.
Like they don't happen often enough.
True.
You know, it's April, June 16, there's specific days. But between that drought time, what are they doing? What like
some of them play for
or Chinese or Renzagalai.
Well, like June 16 is like Ifola off season in a way. And also we discovered that it's also off season. Because like around December, Jan time. So most of those boys, they usually go play for like your ABC league teams or lower leagues. Any other league, it's pretty much endangering their career with lesser space. Because if it's over above ABC, you're talking about NFD, mind you, you're talking PSLs and you know. So like it's always players that play for those teams at those levels and lower. But they do keep active. I mean, SSS is playing in a league, a SAB league.
Okay.
There's a team called the Pele FC. I'm not sure of the number of how many players they've actually sent to or contributed to the team that the under 20 team that went to the FIFA World Cup recently. So these boys, they actually do something over and above these tournaments. So they are in leagues. They're in leagues. They play for like proper teams. So I think in Jane the guys that don't have those teams, how do they ensure that you look after them?
Yes.
You know, because I'm sure it's kind of by that's where we experience the drop off.
That's what I'm thinking. Because even the club needs to still exist. Like, so the structure itself, how does it sustain itself beyond the seasonal games? 3 times a year, 4 times a year.
And I'm sure over and above them winning these tournaments, that's why these broadcast deals that were SuperSport, should they get to that extent where we now have brands advertising during those games, then we can ensure that these guys get something from there. It's a start.
But I mean, you know, because I think to myself, if I'm running SuperSport, it takes manpower, equipment to even broadcast a single game. No. Because my money peering is obviously not the best quality, but you can see what's happening. Why would I, as a seat, let's just say MD with SuperSport, decide, you know what, let me go out and quarrel them and give these people a chance? Do you think you can for SuperSport to gain from broadcasting these classic games?
I think if they want, they can position themselves as a brand that wants to help pretty much revive that element of football, because let's be honest, that's where our best players come from.
Yeah,
that's where our South African players come from there. What are they doing down there that people need to see? Why is it that these players keep going back?
Just all the time.
Why is it that some PSL games don't even get a number of people. Because yes, I'm a gamer free, but the football itself is something else. If I'm a gamer board, people can see which he game king, and then they'll just leave it.
Yeah.
You're told. But there's certain tournaments that pull in certain numbers because they know the quality of football is there. So no doubt the quality is there.
So multi-quality.
Yeah.
Multi-quality.
Yeah.
What does this quality speak of?
Pencil. No, I'm taking the likes of sports like pass along before everyone else does. Ukamelo Mahlat is also a SuperSport player that played also. You know, you also have an eye for those guys. You also know players that people wouldn't know, but it's just that they're not gonna get the chance.
Yeah.
Maybe Basasego ABC, they're still fighting their way up. I'm told. So there's too many factors that these guys are dealing with. But the quality I'm talking about someone that within a year, BMT, I can even vouch for it. Uzix scored 2016 Memorial Cup. 6 months later, he scored the equalizer at Discovery. They even won the tournament. So Snedy Chillers won 2 tournaments in a space of 6 months. The boy went on to play for NFD, went on to become, I think, one of the 2 top scorers with NFD, who Nedbank Cup. And they also won a Nedbank Cup. So he won a Discovery, he won in 2016, he won a Nedbank Cup, all in a space of a year. So, City quality equal. We just need to find it and make sure that you take care of it. Open seller is just one part of everything that happens.
Well, this is I won't lie to you.
It's the highlights that they show.
Yeah.
It's the only part that they show us of the game.
Yeah, I'm told. So now maybe we need to start having video analysts coming with their cameras, but shoot them a game, and then start showing things that people don't see.
That's what we're going to do, basically.
Leantana did something special with their game, final, my man. Tended defender. Like it was highly tactical. There was one game, Urulane, that they also lost with Triple S past tournament. My man, tactics for days. Leo Super even mentioned which we knew which they were gonna come at me because I'm that defender that kicks the ball. Instead, I just made sure that I mark a striker sub and then everyone else does the job for me. But my man, it ended up on a penalty, but it was highly tactical. There's another team, Ababizima Tai, Comeback Kings. First game, I think there was a point where they were 3-0 down, and then they fought back, 3-2, and then the other team scored 5-2 down. They came back 5-5, won on penalties. All of the games that they won, they came back. So Labo, it's a team that collectively you can see something. Unani, Snevich, I can speak of Uzakel. Marana, he's now a Pirates player. I'm looking at Imataitai. It's a whole host of players that collectively play as a team. Konamanj, they are the defending champions of Mashop. So there's I've given you 2 cases where we can find individuals, we can find a collective effort. It's just in going and seeing exactly and giving that talent a chance in spaces where I believe Abu SuperSport need to start believing in. Even not as high as SuperSport. SO2 TV can do it.
That's what I'm thinking. How TV can do it.
I'm told. So, and the SO2 TV is just right there. There's Discovery. There's so many tournaments. Even if they just pick one game in J and then they just broadcast just to see.
One game a week.
So, it's, yeah.